Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Blossoming Jasmine, and today we were talking about my experience with the Who's the Boss conference. So I attended over this weekend, which was August 23rd through the 26th, in Miami, Florida, the Boss conference. Now, before I get into all of that and tell you about my experience and everything, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to also turn on your notifications if you have not already, because I want you to be able to see my new content as I post. I post 3 times a week on my YouTube. I've been extremely consistent, and when I show up, I know my audience shows up. So show up with me. And I want you to like and share this video if you actually do like my content. So back to the Who's the Boss conference. What is that, right? So Courtney Adeleye is the CEO and founder of the Main Choice Hair Solutions. And she started her company just making things, in her kitchen for herself. Then she started a YouTube channel, and her audience from her YouTube channel basically propelled her from making, a small amount of money to making over $100 million just in 6 years. So I think that's really amazing. And her goal, in addition to helping women, retain hair length and have overall health, is to help a generation of girl CEO and girl bosses. So I definitely support her movement, and I bought into the conference. It was a financial investment of about $1,500, not including flights and what I had to pay as a deposit for the hotel, and then spending money, but that's okay. Like for all that I put into the conference, I tell you, I got at least 2 or 3 times worth back. So I'm very happy that I went to the conference. And when I tell you my experience from beginning to end was fluid and flowing, it really was nothing but that. And the Lowe's Hotel, which is supposed to be a 5-star hotel, I didn't feel like it was real 5-star. I didn't feel like I was in this hotel is amazing. But the people that were gathered there was really what I showed up for. So I feel like the people in the room and the speakers that she had literally changed my life. And I will be forever changed. And I'm so grateful that I attended that conference, number one. And then 2, she hosted the conference. And she's having not a conference next year, but an expo. Because the first year, I think about 200 people showed up. The second year, which is the year I came, 600 people showed up. Next year, I'm just like, tell just by attending the conference, if I paid $1,500, it really was like a $3,000 experience. And she invested more into the conference. When I say she, I mean Courtney, than the people that actually attended. We paid our whatever amount of money, because I had a roommate, so it was like $1,500. If you didn't have a roommate, it was like $1,900. But regardless, she put way more into this conference than what any of us had paid. So I'm going to tell you about my experience, about the people that I met, about how it changed my life. And I'm also going to record another YouTube video, because I was very strategic about how I attended this conference. Not only did I have a chance to attend the conference, but they also offered me a chance to pitch my business. You're talking about me pitching my business, number one, in front of $100 million company. Number two, they recorded it on TV. So I'm just like, I was really nervous, but I'll explain all of that. Like, whoa, I had the opportunity to be on BET and to pitch my business to this woman. So it was just amazing, but let's talk about it. So day one, let's talk about day one. Flew into Fort Lauderdale. One of my coworkers was at the airport. Like, that was just crazy, but you're talking about, okay, so I'm no longer at the airport. I'm now at the Lowe's Hotel. As soon as I get to the hotel, number one, my friend who I came with, her room was ready, so I didn't have to wait. My friend ended up not being my roommate, but I ended up having a different roommate, and she was at the front of the line. So as soon as I got there, I didn't have to wait for anything. I was able to take my stuff upstairs to my friend's room, and then, you know, my roommate, she was holding it down. She was like, whenever I get the keys for our room, whenever it's ready, you know, I'll just give you a key. I ended up registering, though, later on in the day because I wanted my own set of keys. But it was just really like a flow from beginning to end that day. You know, when I got in the line to, you know, check into the hotel, I was able to like meet Courtney. You know, when I first came, Courtney wasn't there. And it was nice because people welcomed you into the hotel. You know, they had people there like, hey girl, you know, this is where you go. They directed you. And when I finally did get into the line, you know, because the line was so long, the hotel was handing out refreshments. I was able to be refreshed, sipping on my drink, looking pretty in my beautiful outfit. I'm going to show you guys my outfit. But when I was standing in line, it was just amazing because then Courtney came out, who was hosting the event, and she was just there taking pictures with people, hugging up on people, loving up on people. I got a hug from her, but I wanted to make sure that she saw me. I wanted to make sure that she saw all my outfits. And it's like, how do you miss me? Because I'm wearing Swarovski to every event. But that was really nice that as soon as I got there, I was able to meet her. She hugged me like, where do you see that at? So the day goes on, and later on in the day, I attended the luau. DJ Tracy Steele was the DJ, and like the drinks were flowing. The people looked gorgeous. I was in my custom bathing suit. I had a bun and done with a bang kind of look going on. I really killed it. But I had like this beautiful purse that looked like a kind of like a potted plant, and it had orchids on my outfit, you know, going down the back. I just wanted to look like, you know, I'm Blossom and Jasmine. I wanted to look like, you know, this beautiful goddess or something. So that's what I did. I thought the event was going to be outside, so that's why I did like the bang and like the up bun. I didn't have time to be sweating and doing all that, but it ended up being inside, and I had a ball the first time. I definitely networked and met so many people. I was handing out my card. Day one was a success. Day two.
Champagne life. Nice. Tonight I'm feeling so VIP and notorious for doing it B.I.G. So it's bottles in the air, flute glasses up. This the remix, get your cue. Champagne life, the bar never closes. We just making money, then we making toasts. Make you do what I say, call it hypnosis. I'm such a gentleman, I buy a bouquet of roses. You know I'm talking about Bud, right? Game was a Bud Light, I will be the suds, right? That means I'm on top, baby. Champagne life, know it's gon' pop, baby. Stand up, God, never been. Shout out to everybody in the building who tryna make 100,000 trillion.
Day two was a morning meditation as the first event. I wasn't able to attend it because I was up early getting my makeup done. I'm like, how can I look like all these thousands of dollars? My makeup ain't flawless. So I hired someone who was also an attendee that did my full face, and she retouched me up throughout the day. Like, it was thebomb.com. Honestly, her name is Siobhan Dotson, and I'll put her IG like right here so that you can follow her. She's in the DC area if you need a makeup artist that gives you like that flawless look. What sold me on her was the fact that she really cared about skin. And she talked about the skin portion of like her doing my makeup before I even hired her, you know, before she even discussed the makeup and the look that I had. Like, she's a lover of skin. So I was just like, wow, like, great, because I don't want to be breaking out and all that stuff, and I didn't. So that was a great experience. Then it was the next event, which is the bootstraps panel. For every event that I knew like the certain speakers were going to be at, I created a custom outfit so that I would grab their attention. And I showed up super early. That was super important to me because my roommate had attended the conference the year before. So she was telling me, if you show up on time, you're not really going to be at the front of, you're going to be all the way in the back. You have to show up early. So I showed up like almost an hour and a half early. And when I went downstairs, I met Yandy Smith. I was able to be interviewed by BET. I was the first in line, which allowed me to be the first in a row. They like reposted me on their Instagram. I know for a fact that that BET got me on their camera. So I'm happy because my whole goal going there was to go viral. So just being in that room really positioned me to do exactly that. So I was able to sit in the front. Like even Miss Bling Miami, who was one of the ladies speaking, she was like, she gave me a compliment when she was speaking. She was like, you know, we should really support each other. And if we like something about another woman, give them a compliment. So she was like, I like her shirt. She was pointing to me. I mean, it seemed like she was pointing to me. She was pointing to me anyways. And I was like, look at that. Like, look at me. They noticed me. I was able to give Super Scent these baby shoes, these crayon baby shoes that I had blinged out for her. So it was overall great. Like I came with a certain level of expectations for this event, and were all of my expectations met? No, because these women don't have a lot of time. Like you're trying to get their time, especially the panelists. When I'm speaking specifically about the panelists right now, and it's like I had 60 seconds flat to pitch myself to them or to give them my gift. And even when I gave them my gift, there was another person walking up giving them gifts. So I was like, this is overwhelming. Like, this is a lot. So I thought it was going to go a little different. I wasn't prepared for them to be like in and out. You know, sometimes they did kind of stick around, but they had like the next thing to do. So they had to go. So either way, I was able to give my gifts and like say what I had to say and like be noticed. And that was my number one thing. And that I actually did. Did it happen the way I think it was going to happen? No, but I learned that going to conferences, you really have to show up with no expectations because otherwise you're going to be disappointed when they're not met. All right. So the next event was lunch. The lunch was bomb. It was on the other side of, you know, where we had that panelist event. We just walked around and the food was great. Then they had the Purple Print series where they basically broke us up into small groups. And we were able to see some of the other guest speakers and then ask questions. Like even in the panel portion of the day, people were able to ask questions. So I thought that was amazing. So what was next? Building Your Brand with Courtney Adeloye. So that was just Courtney speaking to all of the women, all 600 of us. And that was really good too. She also did like a Q&A during that time. And then it was a gala. At the gala, guys, I was able to meet some of the ladies who attended the conference last year, but now they were just, you know, just guests at the conference. I just thought that was so much better because there were women that I wanted to meet at the conference last year that I couldn't because I didn't attend. But then it was better because they weren't like, I don't know how to describe it. Like the people that were the main people there, everybody was like hovering around them. Like they didn't have all of these people around them like they would have if they were like the headliners. I guess that makes sense. But oh my gosh, the swag surf. If y'all saw the swag surf, I'm gonna be putting like videos. So it might be coming on next in this video. But swag surf was crazy. Everybody looked gorgeous. I was able to it was a dinner first and then like a party. So I was able to meet some real phenomenal women at the table. I passed out my business cards, and like one lady, she has a company called Shoe, I think it's, and she sells like lipsticks and she sells nail polish, and she has a small little boutique section in the Macy's in Lenox Mall in Atlanta. And this other woman, what does she do? I think she was a teacher, or she is a teacher, but she was telling me she wants to do blinged out purses. I'm like, perfect. Like, literally everybody that I sat next to had either a way to connect me with someone, or I was a way to connect them with someone. So it was extremely beneficial on so many levels. All right, so that was day 1 and that was day 2. Day 3. Was the Bawse brunch with a hint of turquoise. Girl, I came through with the pink outfit with the hint of turquoise. I felt like it would have been like super cute if it was like a gender reveal outfit. But you know, when you have like about to have babies and then they reveal the gender of the babies. I thought that was a cute outfit. Like, I was like, if I ever have a baby, I could wear this outfit. But it was just a plain pink dress that I added some feathers at the bottom, and then I took these hot pink shoes, I painted them, and then I blinged them, and then I bought this belt and I custom painted it too. It was just all custom. And like Fred Hammond was there. Girl, when I tell you I felt the presence of Jesus, I felt it. I was like, blessed. And he did his song. And just even before that, Courtney had her team come up. As she introduced her team, it was like mostly her family. So it's like you're being introduced to her family. You feel like you're a part of her movement. You feel like you're almost a part of her family. The fact that she was so open and just, I don't know, one of her workers sang this beautiful song. I just thought the entire event was just phenomenal from beginning to end. So that was the brunch. The food was bussin'. It was just so much food. I really couldn't even eat. I really didn't even eat that much during this whole entire event. All right, so then they had a break, and then they had this next event where I was able to pitch my business. When I tell y'all I was nervous as shit, I was nervous. And I had a premonition before I even attended this event. And I saw myself pitching my business to Courtney, but then I just assumed that, like, I don't know, I saw myself pitching my business, and then I just dropped, like, not fell, but I just fell into like a ball almost and started crying. And I was like, maybe she's going to invest in my company. This is my thinking before I attended. Maybe she's going to invest in my company. And I just started crying because I received my miracle. Well, I actually cried during my pitch, but I felt defeated. I'm going to explain. So before the pitch, they just told us we were going to pitch our businesses. They didn't give us any rules. any stipulations. They didn't tell us how long we had, which I do feel like was unfair to us. This one lady who also bedazzled, and I was like, girl, I hope you get it, because there's room for all of us to eat. She just blinged out t-shirts, and I'll put her information, I guess, like right here. So I don't do blinged out t-shirts. Like literally, there's no competition. You don't do what I do, I don't do what you do. Boo, I really wish you the best, and I hope that she buys into both for our companies. So I was a part of the first group that did the first pitch. Well, we get there, and then they're just like, I think because all these people were doing these, I don't want to say dumb testimonials, but people weren't asking questions. People didn't know how to touch a mic or was prepared to like really speak. So when they gave us a chance to pitch, they said in that moment, you only have 60 seconds. Like my heart dropped. Are you kidding me? We only have 60 seconds? And I'm only getting 60? I was nervous as shit. Number one, I felt like this opportunity could change my life. Number two, I'm being recorded on BET. I was just like so overwhelmed. So when I finally got up there, like everybody basically wrote out stuff. This one lady, she printed out PowerPoints. Like they had a FedEx in the building. And I went there to try to ship my products home because I didn't bring any checked luggage. I took all of my stuff, on the plane. I didn't check any luggage underneath the plane. So I was going to try to ship my stuff home. And while I was there, the other lady who was the bedazzler, she literally spent $60 on color prints, printing out PowerPoints. So when I got there, I'm like, number one, damn, that lady doesn't have 3 minutes, 2 minutes to present those PowerPoints. And she didn't, I'm just like, damn, I just felt overwhelmed within myself. Like, how am I going to do this? I'm nervous as shit. People are going up there, spitting out stuff. I didn't just want to say anything, especially if I'm on TV. I wanted to, be on point, say what I had to say and be precise. So I started reading from my phone, and I gifted her these bows. Her daughter has a company called Lily Frilly, and I figured if I blinged out these bows and created a tutorial, she would love it. And I really wanted to show up giving something before I ever asked for anything. And that's why I was very strategic in the things that I did. I said, in my mind, you only get to keep what you give. So I wanted to give first. That's just how I wanted to do things. So I gave her the gift, but then they started that 1 minute thing. Right before I was able to tell her what I could do for her, they said time. My heart broke. I spent all this time preparing, and I didn't even get a chance to tell her what I could do for her. I mean, literally, you can look at me and tell that I bling. Clearly, all of my outfits are blinged out, and I told you I'm a bedazzler, but I just felt so defeated in the moment. And I went into the back behind one of those pillars, and I cried. I cried. She didn't know I was crying, and you couldn't hear that I was crying, but I couldn't stop crying. I'm like, damn, is it because it's the last day of my period, y'all? I couldn't stop crying for the life of me. And I know how much value I bring to the table. She never buys anything from me. This woman has expanded my life just by me being in that room. So I felt grateful, but at the same time, I felt like I blew it. I felt like, wow, you had this shot and you didn't even handle it correctly. And I was like, yes, this is a learning moment, but I just felt like I could have did better. And her team was so nice. Her team went, they got me some water, they got me some napkins. They were like, it's okay, sweetie. You did really, really well. And I didn't believe that. I was like, no, I didn't. She doesn't even know what I could offer her. I just wanted to tell her, I make custom Swarovski outfits, and, I can make things custom Swarovski outfits that cater to your unique style. That's what I do for myself. That's what I help my students do, with my online bling classes. And I wasn't able to articulate that at all. And that shit broke my heart, and that shit hurt my heart. And I was just so upset and so disappointed because they should have told us a week ago when they announced that shit. I would have had it down pat. My fucking minute speech would have been on point and everything. How do you just tell people in the moment? But I guess that's just how life goes. That same day, After that event, I was going downstairs to the last party, and I met Chrisette Michelle in the elevator. I only had literally 60 seconds flat. And like in my head, I was like, you know what? Well, maybe I need to be more comfortable. Like maybe she is right. Like maybe sometimes you only do get 60 seconds to say your pitch, and you have to say it well. Let me just say this. For every product that I create, I pray over everything before I create anything. If I'm creating a shoe, I pray before I create it. Because there's nothing that I want to create. If God isn't in it, I don't want it. If it's not for me, I'd rather give it away because it's going to be taken away from me anyways. Like, that's just how I am. So when I got back from Miami, I opened up my Bible, and I like to open up to random pages, and I look for a scripture on that page, because when I look for a scripture, it's always there. And this was the scripture that was the first thing that I saw when I opened this page. And I'm reading from the Holy Bible, the Woman Thou Art Loose Bible by, it's the T.D. Jakes New King James Version. And I am in Acts, and it is chapter 5, verse 41 through verse 42. And it says, "So they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame from his name. And daily in the temple and in every house, they did not cease teaching and preaching Jesus as the Christ." One thing I'm going to say is, I'm worthy, you are worthy, and what is for me is for me, and what is for you is for you. So the last event was the all-white party. And at the all-white party it was like the third day, and I told my friend, it was at the third day at the last event that I really got my miracle. And I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my God. So while I was standing in line to attend the yacht party, so we were on a $40 million yacht, and let's just include the video here. So let's just take a quick break so you can see actually what happened.
What do you think so far? Yeah! Y'all coming back in the
All right, so I attended that yacht party, but before we got to the yacht party, I met this other bedazzler, and she was one of the people that spoke during the questions session. So I said I have to speak to her because she blings, I bling. Like, I'm not a hater. So when I meet other bedazzlers, my whole thing is, how can I help you? How can you help me? Like, this is a two-way thing. And if I can help you, and even if you don't have anything to offer me, I'll still help you. So I made sure that I sparked up a conversation with her, and I'll put her YouTube here, and then I'll also include her YouTube down below in the description because I want you to go follow her. So her name is Diamond, and Diamond is like a special person to me. I feel like she's my bling sister. Like, just through meeting her, I felt like she really changed my life, and she helped me get a lot of clarity, the things that I wanted to do with bling. So I saw her in the line, and I'm just like, I have to speak to her. So Diamond is a 2-time cancer survivor. She currently has cancer again, but she bedazzles. And that doesn't define her. That's just her current life situation. And when I met her, she was just so open, so nice. She was telling me about her experience. She's 7 years deep in the game. I'm like, this year was my 4th year. So I'm 4 years deep in the game, but she has, more time in the game than me. And she is I'm more on the tutorial. I'll DIY and make stuff for other people. She really wants to sell crystals. And I was like, wow, like I've never had that aspiration. But because of her cancer and because of how it takes a toll on her body, she would prefer to sell the crystals than to bling. She's like, she's not able to bling everything, honestly. And she was just so nice and so helpful. And we sat on the bus together. When we talked literally from the time that we were in the line into the time that we got to the yacht party. But it was that time that I spent with her on, in that line, that she was able to give me like so much clarity on the things that I wanted to do. She like gave me the steps, like this is what you do, this is who you speak to, this. Like, and I'm looking at her like, this is exactly the reason why I attended this conference, because I wanted this specific information. And she was the vessel that gave it to me. I'm literally getting goosebumps. Oh my God. And it's crazy because when we were on the bus, the lady across from us, she was a hairstylist. And of course, Diamond, she has cancer. So she's going through chemotherapy, I should say. And she, basically shaved off her hair. So the lady was a hairstylist and we were talking about that. But her husband has this company that boosts people's social media, that manages their social media. I looked at her like, you are the last thing that I was looking for when I attended this conference. When I tell you everything that I literally showed up to get, I got, even if it was in the last moment. And by the time I left that bus, like I just had to love up on Diamond. And I told her, like she was like, follow me on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. And when she went to go follow herself on my phone, I was already following her. But I didn't recognize her because she didn't have any hair. And I told her straight up, I said, I judged you prematurely before I met you. My whole thing was, I felt like I put myself on this pedestal. Like, these women, they don't do Swarovski. Like, you can't see me. Like, I just felt like I was on a level I guess other bedazzlers wasn't on, simply because of, number one, the quality of work I give. Not to say that her quality is different, but the second thing was the stones I use. That puts me on a different level, personally. But by meeting her and just hearing the things she said and her investment and how she wants to create her own stone, like, I am so bought into her vision that a lot of my tutorials are going to include her stones. Because number one, she knows what she's talking about. Number two, she has the passion and the drive, and this thing gives her life. And I was like, wow, like, why was I so hype about this Swarovski in the first place? Why did I put myself on this pedestal in the first place? And I literally apologized to her. And by the time I left, the lady who has the company that she's a hairstylist, but her husband has this company that does the social media side of things and just helps you get traffic to your website. She was just like, young lady, you are, and she was an older woman. She was just like, you are so authentic. You are just a beautiful person. And I want to tell my husband to put you at the top of the list because I really like you. And I felt like attending that conference changed my life. I will forever be changed, and I can't wait to see the BET special every time that I show up, because y'all gonna see me. BET her or something like that. BET is gonna be showing snippets and stuff like that. So I really hope that I'm one of the people that they put, because they definitely interviewed me. They definitely got me. If Courtney never buys anything from me, you have definitely changed my life for the better. It was my goal not to just talk to the women on that stage, but to network with the women in the building. I met women who own bus companies, women that own construction companies, women that just had, they were really making multi-million-dollar deals. They were really sold on my ideas and just the things that I did, and everybody was like, I can't wait to see the next outfit you wear. I can't wait. Everybody was just like, what you wear next, girl? I was like, you gotta wait and see. So I'm so happy I attended. I'm definitely going to attend next year. I was supposed to go with my friend. Long story short, she bought a ticket and all her emails would go into spam. I guess long story short, she showed up to the conference knowing that her ticket was given away because she didn't make her last payment. I was like, girl, she ended up switching her card and her last payment didn't go through because she got a new card and they gave away her ticket. So she still came and she wasn't able to attend the conference. But I have faith that Courtney will allow her to next year's conference. And I'm hoping that she shouldn't have to pay for anything. She paid for a hotel twice because she already registered for the conference, wasn't able to attend. And it was like, I got this money. I'll have the faith. And she thought, and we both thought that she would be able to, somebody wouldn't show up. People didn't show up, but they still told her she couldn't come. So there has to be some type of blessing in that. I know for sure that regardless of what my friend was going through, I wasn't going to allow me to feel some type of way about the people that were hosting the conference. I'm like, my blessing is here and I'm going to go get it. And I'm sure Courtney will make sure that things work out because I just love her and I trust that things will work out for my friend. So I'm just really grateful. I hope that this video wasn't crazy long, but it was meant to just show you and tell you the worth of my experience. Guys, be amazing. Of course, like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications. I'm going to do another video specifically breaking down each outfit that I blinged out and showing you specifically where I got each thing, how you can buy it, how you can buy from me, and things like that. So you guys be amazing, be phenomenal. You know me. This is what I love. This is what I do. So I hope that this inspires you to attend the Boys Conference, and I hope that the information that I've given to you literally has changed your life. So love you lots. I'll speak to you later, dolls, and I'll see you in my next video, which should be very soon. Later, guys. Bye. Blossoming Jasmine. Ah, damn tree. Oh my gosh. Blossoming Jasmine. Later, guys.